Good evening to you all. I just want to make sure that you guys are hearing me properly and are able to see me properly. Forget about the whiteboard because I have prepared a separate DSLR in order to give you the best experience, but unfortunately, I'm not able to give you the experience which I have planned. But anyway, I can promise you one thing, next session it's going to be something really amazing. Can someone confirm that you are able to hear me? Good evening, guys. I just want to make sure that you guys are able to hear me properly before I start the session. The only problem, I just simply changed the device, the laptop which I used earlier, but I changed the device. Just wanted to make sure that you are able to see me. I'm audible for you. Okay, perfect. So, my sincere apology for the delay. The only problem what I did, I simply changed the device. Earlier I planned to do this session because it's a whiteboard. I just wanted to do the session through the proper DSLR, but unfortunately I'm not able to connect the device properly. So I'm doing this session through the laptop. Next time, I can assure next time it's going to be something really perfectly arranged session. Anyway, without any further ado, let's dive into the session quickly. Okay, what I'm going to learn today, we're going to learn about basic keyword research. I'm not going to talk about advanced keyword research. I'm going to touch something really basic keyword research. Okay, so in this area, we have three main modules that we need to explore one by one. What? Why we need to get into the keyword research, why it is essential, and why and what and how to implement those keywords within your landing pages, within your product pages, in order to harness the traffic through the organic searches as well as through the product richness and the schema related stuff. So let's start with what. Actually, did you know almost 5.7 billion searches are coming through the organic search. 5.6 billion searches, the organic searches are returning through the search engines like a Google, Bing, Yahoo Index, and the platforms like Amazon, eBay. So people are searching in order to find their related searches as well as their product and exploring. Sometimes they want to find out a person or product or maybe kind of data. So this is the main reason most of the people they used to go for a search. And also almost 5.3 million, 3.9 million population, they used internet, mobile internet to find out the searches. So comparing the laptop desktop searches and mobile searches are absolutely different. Why? Because the mobile searches are coming through the AMP, accelerated mobile pages related return searches. But when it comes to desktop searches, it's entirely different because the system works and the algorithm works in a very different way when it comes to mobile and desktop related searches. If you look at the third factor, we are talking about almost half of the population who are into internet era, who are doing searches for multiple reasons, like people are using searches in order to find their consumer needs and wants. Why and what are the things they like, the customer what they like, and what are the things that you can deliver in order to gain their trust, in order to gain in order to deliver the best experience. And if you look at the second thing, maybe you are a product developer, or you're developing a website, or you're developing a product for your consumer. You have the data, but in order to validate the data, you're going to online to identify the niche and product as well as the market related trend and searches. And the third point, sometimes we used to go online in order to find data about people, about product, or maybe about certain things. A great example, if you're a HR person, you want to hire an employee. So what you do, you simply go and search through the HR portals. In broad, what we do, we directly go into HR portals like LinkedIn or the professional social media sites like LinkedIn and HR portals like Indeed and all these, the most reputed platform. But apart from all these platforms, there's a common way where you can identify the candidates using a broad search. This is what we call the search engine related data search. And there are people, they do search, like I said before, it's very basic. There are people, they used to go for a search in order to find out the right books, or maybe they want to get some data in order to complete their assignments or to get some citations. So, I mean, we can add hundreds of reasons why we are doing search. But here I just mentioned, because if you look at all this scenario, I'm just only mentioning 5 important factors why you want to learn about keyword research, why keyword research is essential for your business, for your online business, as well as for your product development, and why and how to do the proper keyword research. So these are the 3 major verticals that we're gonna explore by today itself. Okay, so how to do the keyword research properly? I mean, like I said before, the basic one. Now, your company, say an example, you're gonna develop a website. Let's take this as 2 different scenarios, online and offline. If you're trying to develop a website or trying to develop a package, maybe a product, online digital product, and if you're an offline person, you're trying to develop physical, tangible product. But however, you need a primary data. You need a primary data in order to get the exact product mapping. So in that scenario, you're having a data where the market researchers or maybe your boss or maybe your company, they are giving you, this is the data that you have to gather more and more information in order to bring your substitute alternative product or your main, to add more value for your main product. So initially we do research report, we rely on research reports. This is what we call as a primary data. So like I said before, you're going to develop a product. In order to develop a product, you need certain data. That data may be given by your bosses or given by your company. Otherwise, if you don't have such data, obviously you have to spend your time in order to get the data through online. So how? When you have the right initial data, then you're gonna narrow it down, like whether the product idea already have a market trends, the idea can be scalable, the product it's already saturated, whether it has a trend, it has a demand, then you're gonna go through one by one to the market research. And once you have the market research data report, I mean, what we do when we are creating a business plan for a company, what we do, we go for a competitor research, market research, product research, and operational analysis. All these trends we are also going to implement in our online keyword research terms. And it's very important that we need to find out the right tools, because if you are using a very basic one, you will get the exact basic. But having an advanced tool also very complicated, because what you will do, you have a very basic product, you have a very niche-based market. Say an example, you're trying to sell a tangible product for a niche market which has very less competition, less population, less need. But if you're using a very advanced tool, what will happen? You will get the data which is not going to be resonate, but it will be a very complicated data. So that's the main reason you need to identify the right tool in order to, before you start the keyword research. So that we're going to explore about the recommended keyword research, keyword tools over there. And also it's very important, there are, when it comes to keyword research, there are hundreds of types. Primarily we can say almost 27 type of keywords that we can use when it comes to market research, product development, and operational or maybe kind of channel partnering. So these are the 27 most widely used keyword terms that we're going to explore by today's show. So once you have your keyword data, a primary keyword, once you have your primary keyword, a lesser keyword, long tail keyword, don't worry about it. I'm not using any jargon. We're going to explore one by one. So once you have those data metrics, then you have to go for validation. So because we can't just simply trust the data, isn't it? So when we have the data, we need to identify whether a particular keyword itself having this number of broad search, this number of demand per month, or maybe it's a seasonal based keyword. Say an example, you are creating a product only for the Christmas, or you are creating a product only for the maybe a festival. That festival, once the festival is getting reached, the product itself going to have a certain demand. But when the festival is over, obviously you have to change the business model. Likewise, in order to get the data, we also need to dive deeper to identify number of search per month and the demand. Of course, the target. And about our competitors, the competitors, how they are using the keywords. Are they using the primary keyword, the commercial keyword, or long tail keyword? These are the stuff that we need to validate before even dive into the product development. And once we have validated, now we need to go for an integration. So which means you're going to pass that data to the product developer. Say an example, you have gathered the keyword research data information. Now your website developer, the web developer is working on that part. So what you can do, you can just tell him, hey, use these keywords on the About Us page. This is the keyword especially for the product page. And this is the generic keyword, you can use it for the company portfolio pages. So you have to give that data to the developer or maybe the person who handling the design. So this is what we call the integration part. So you're going to collaborate with people to integrate the data that you have gathered. And finally, so once we integrated the particular keyword within your website or in your product, what we have to do, we need to analyze the performance. Okay, now we have integrated the right keywords on our landing pages or maybe the corporate pages. Now, after 1 month or 3 months, within a certain time frame, we need to analyze whether the particular keyword is converting, the keyword is performing well. These things that we need to analyze. The final thing, analyze and tweak. So once we analyze, okay, we are getting traffic. Say an example, you are using a keyword, cheap mobile chargers or cheap power banks in Colombo. Now, in that particular keyword terms, you are getting a less search, like maybe 50,000 or 500,000 searches within a very particular radius, within the radius. Now what you're going to do, in that search, in that particular keyword, the radius itself having 500,000, now you can understand, if I target that particular market, final search market, probably I can gain this number of conversion. This is how you will predict. But once you achieve the particular data, once you get the data, you're also going to analyze whether you have achieved that particular result or not, because this is what we call as a conversion rate. to analyze what we have predicted and what we have integrated. Are we getting the result? If you are not getting the result, we need to identify why the keyword is not performing. Maybe the keyword has been outranked by your competitor. Maybe the particular keyword itself getting so much of demand. Maybe you are targeting a keyword which is getting trend. So now, if we analyze the particular data, then we can understand, okay, the keyword itself having a demand. Maybe I can make the keyword like a long tail, or maybe I can some brand keyword, or search related keywords like user defined keywords or the consumer defined keywords. So this is how we can optimize the landing page, keyword, as well as our product mapping strategies. So this is how initially we have to map when we have the data, the primary data. This is how we need to map when we are developing the website or a tangible product. And like I said before, these are the very basic one. Okay, let's look at the keywords. As I mentioned earlier, there are type of keywords, hundreds of types. It depends on the industry that you're targeting. If it is something really broad, if it is something really commercial, these are the 27 keywords that you can focus. Initially, the seed keyword. What does it mean that? Seed keyword is the very primary, is the primary data we will gather from a certain data seed or data sources. A great example, you're trying to develop a website. The website itself, you're going to sell power banks, the power banks. So variety of power bank you're going to sell, maybe a type of brands. Now you're going to identify Sony and maybe MI, the particular brand having a new power bank. That power bank, they're providing a kind of bulk discount if someone is placing an order like a 10 to 100 or 1000. So now you have the data, which means you have two different business models like a B2B and B2C. If you're targeting B2B, you have a different type of marketing strategy and product selling strategy, different channels. So likewise, using the seed keyword, you will understand buy MI power bank in a cheap price, bulk MI power bank in Colombo, buy bulk MI power bank in Sri Lanka. So this is how you're going to integrate the keywords. I mean, when there's 4 phrases, if it's exceeded 4 phrases, we call this a long tail keyword. Long tail keyword. And now when we have the seed keyword, initial keyword, we're going to explore. Great example, initial keywords power bank. We're going to explore like brand. The second one, MI or Sony. MI or different, Huawei. And once we have the brand keyword, like I said before, MI power bank. We started with power bank as a seed keyword and brand MI power bank. Now generic. Generic means something really generic, general information. So you can add a word like a cheap, cost effective, affordable. So these are the very generic keyword which is widely used by the consumers. Now we're going to map it like this. Affordable Sony or affordable MI power bank. So now you can see the integration part. We are integrating affordable or cheap MI power bank. So now we have 3 phrases. Here you can see the commercial. We're going to add the commercial terms. Commercial terms, it's like buy, order, maybe you can say offer. So these are the widely used 3 phrases when it comes to commercial keyword. Now let's integrate. Order, affordable, MI, power bank. Now we have passed 3 phrases, which means if you can integrate all these things, it is going to be these 3 itself going to be, no, not this one, long tail keyword. What does it mean that long tail? When there's when you're integrating 3 phrases, 3 search phrases, if you're exceeding 3 phrases or if you're integrating 3 phrases, we call this as a long tail keywords, mild keyword or long tail keywords. Now, what does it mean that pillar? Pillar means somewhere you have to fill it. Great example. Cheap, cost-effective markers in Jaffna, cost-effective markers in Sri Lanka. Okay, so here there's a term in. So this is what we call as a pillar contents. pillar keywords. In order to achieve the particular keyword, in order to get the particular keyword, we have to add, forcefully we have to add a term. So this is what we call as a pillar. In, for, to. So when we are adding those keywords, this is what we call as pillar. And that will make very unique, because when we are trying to over optimize your keyword, what will happen? Search engine will penalize your website or domain. So in order to avoid that kind of trigger, the negative trigger, I strongly recommend you to use pillar keywords, pillar phrases as much as possible. And also when you are maintaining the keyword proximity. Okay. So short tail keywords are the keywords less than 2 phrases, less than 3 phrases, like a MI power bank, Sony power bank. So these are the 2 keywords. Maybe we can go ahead like this: cheap power bank, 2 phrases. So that's what we call as a short tail. And long tail, we have already seen that. Seasonal, like a seasonal business, Christmas decorational stuff, Christmas cakes in Colombo, cheap, maybe Christmas decoration idea. So likewise, these are the seasonal keywords. And we have seen this long term. Long term in the sense buy, or maybe long-term life insurance, long-term fixed deposit. So likewise, you are predicting, because search terms always returning based on the trend. If you look at the Google Trends or Google Keyword Planner, the data will return like at 12 months, 24 months. You can even check the particular keyword performance last 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, in order to get the demand analysis report. So likewise, long-term keywords are the keyword widely used by the corporates in order to create a product, or in order to identify evergreen products. So which means the product itself having a demand anytime, like the essential goods, essential needs and wants. And product defining. So which means these keywords being defined by the customer. A great example, buy MI power bank with a C type of cable or C type cable. So the customer, the consumer is defining, consumer is adding another phrase based on his need and wants. So this is what we call as a user defined or customer defined keywords. Another example, audio mic with pop filter. Audio mic is a broad keyword, generic keyword, or maybe commercial keyword, but we are adding extra word like a pop filter. So which means this is my need, my requirement. So we call this the customer defined keywords. And geo-targeting, which means, like I said before, buy MI power bank in Colombo. Cheap MI power bank in Colombo. So we are defining a particular city, particular radius. So we call this as a geo-targeting. Maybe Sony DSLR in Sri Lanka. Doesn't matter whether you want to define in a city or region or district or country, but when you're talking about a particular radius, we call this as a geo-targeting keywords. And LSI. What does it mean that LSI? LSI, we call this as, just one moment. LSI means latent semantic indexing. So which means the particular keyword, latent semantic index, LSI keywords, you're gonna tailor, you're gonna blend multiple keywords or the keywords which is related. An example, if you look at DSLR, DSLR is a word, it's a phrase specifically adding with a camera. So DSLR and camera, DSLR camera. Now you can add more and more word. When you're searching on Google, DSLR camera, Google itself suggesting you extra, like a DSLR camera lens, DSLR camera tips, DSLR camera videos, tutorials, likewise. So this is what we call as a latent semantic indexing, which means we're gonna gather data, keywords, which is related to our primary keywords, the primary terms. So When you are writing your article, say an example, have you heard about SEO copywriting? So SEO copywriting, it's obsolete. When someone's saying, I can write SEO optimized content, please don't trust them because they are still in the old school age. Gone are the days, the SEO optimized keywords. Because Google, if you look at the algorithm changes, Google is recommending everyone to focus on consumers' needs and wants, user experience rather than search engine. So earlier what we did in like a 2015, 2014, we over optimized every landing pages websites, adding more and more keyword everywhere because we want to bring our landing page on search rather than convincing the customer. So whenever the customer is landing, okay, maybe our landing page will come on top when someone is searching, but when they land at our page, we are optimizing all these web pages with keywords and doing keyword stuffing like a bold, italic, adding so much of links. So the customer, the consumer experience is not going to be there. They will get confused. Eventually, they will leave from the shopping cart page. So that's the main reason Google is recommending to focus on the consumer, focus on improving your consumer experience rather than focusing on the search engine. So however, there's a strategy, there's a framework that you have to maintain when it comes to copywriting and integration with the website. So when it comes to writing, there are multiple ways like article writing, copywriting, Web 2.0 writing, ghost writing, PR writing. So there are tons of ways when you're writing. Sales-based writing, SKU-based writing. These are the different framework when you're writing. Maybe somewhere you have to use if it's a blog post, you're gonna use the very friendly tone. If it's corporate page, of course, you can't just use the friendly tone. You have to be very professional. So likewise, search engine are using artificial intelligence, machine learning, in order to understand the particular website behavior. How are you articulating your web pages to your consumer? Great example, if your blog post is talking something really customer-centric, consumer-centric way of friendly tone, adding images, text, and videos. So this is what we call as aggregated data-based copywriting or blog post. So user can get all the information from there, even though you will add Wikipedia, you will add YouTube, Facebook, all the citations over there where customers can simply navigate and understand. Why I'm telling you? Because LSI is talking about the consumer user experience. In order to improve the user experience, latent semantic indexing based writing, keyword research, always vital when it comes to integration part. Okay, so let's look at the suggested keyword. So when you are typing on Google search engine, even AliExpress, when you're typing, automatically JSON is returning, the search box is returning suggested keywords. So how the data is getting gathered by the search engine? Because based on our behavior, this is how we type. Great example, men's how they do shopping. So we are going to the shopping center, we will go and we will look at this and we will buy one and bill it. Maximum 3 to 5 minutes. That's how we do the shopping. But when it comes to women, just imagine, I'm not specifically talking anyone over here, but when it comes to women, because they are buying something wide in a very different way. They will go here and there and they will find out 10 clothes, and when it comes to the shopping area, the cashier counter, they will simply remove everything. They will bill it for only 2 things. Again, I'm not specifically telling you, okay, this is the consumer journey, this is how the consumer taking decisions. Okay, so likewise, in the suggested thing, the Google and all the search engines are getting the data based on the way that you are searching. If there's a new search is coming within 24 hours about a particular search, that will make us a trend, like Twitter. That will automatically embed it within the search database. So the schema-based search database will have the data, and it will predict and analyze next year, the same day, the particular keyword is getting trending. So which means the particular keyword is trending every year in a very specific time and data. So this is how the machine learning is happening. Okay, let's look at the negative keywords. So what does it mean that? Okay, how many of you are actually typing on the search engine, like when you're typing iPhone, sometimes you are typing iPhone, but Google is suggesting Google is correcting you. Instead of just giving the data, Google is correcting you. But however, did you mean by iPhone? When you're typing a phone, Google is asking, did you mean by iPhone? But however, you're getting a data, isn't it? You're getting search results. This is what we call as a negative search result. Purposely, we will integrate negative keywords. A great example, sometime you are visiting Google, you are typing K instead of G. So this is how the domain works. Sometimes we used to get data, we used to buy domains which is related based on the user thinking pattern. This is a consumable thing. When you say, hey, go and find me on Saranyan.com. So which means you're listening to me, Saranyan.com. What you will do, you will type instead of S, CHARANYAN, which means you're going to land, you're going to redirect to someone pages. Okay, this is how the negative keyword works. If there's a huge potential, normally the affiliate marketers, they used to buy such domains in order to get the hidden data, in order to get the hidden traffic. And exact match. So exact match are the keywords. Normally we used it for affiliate marketing and online marketing. A great example, iPhone hyphen iPhone X hyphen Colombo .lk or .com. So which means for the particular keyword we are trying to get the exact domain. We call this as the exact match, and when it comes to domain we call this as the EMD, exact match domain, exact match domain, EMD. So exact match work in that way. And niche basis, which means very specific, but it is not popular for everyone, but it is popular for a certain group of audience, niche basis. A great example, if you look at SEO, there's a term name called no follow, do follow, and canonicalization, hreflang, but for you, it's kind of Chinese language. Saranyan said it's basic, he's talking about something Chinese. So, likewise, the term what I'm using, only the people who are in the niche industry, the people who are specialized in that particular industry can understand. For you guys, it's jargon. For you guys, it's kind of exaggeration. So, if you're targeting a very specific industry like a WordPress plugin or Magento extension, only the people who are expert in Magento or people who are running a Magento store can understand exactly what does mean that. So when it comes to Google Analytics, there's a term called not defined. If you're getting thousands of traffic a day, there's always a pattern not defined. So why you are not able to see the exact traffic data? Because there's a reason for that. Only the people who are in the affiliate marketing and e-commerce internet marketing analytics, they can understand the reason. Likewise. And persona-based keywords. What does it mean that persona-based? If you're a popular person or you want to buy a book from a person like Robin Sharma, what you will do, you will go for a search. When you type Robin Sharma, you will see a search, automatic search suggestions like Robin Sharma book, Robin Sharma biography. Okay, so that's an interesting search. I understand last week, I never know. On my Google Analytics, I can see there are 3 keywords is trending for me all the time. The first one, Saranyan Sharma biography, and very interesting, Saranyan Sharma motorbike. Okay, Saranyan Sharma motorbike. And almost last 6 months, I'm getting a new terms. Don't tell it to others. So Saranyan Sharma girlfriend. What does it mean that? Because people who know about Saranyan, I always talk about my girlfriend. I'm a married person having 2 kids. I'm having a great wife. But what does it mean that girlfriend? If you know about Saranyan, you know my vehicles, I'm treating them as a girlfriend. So people who are confused are searching Saranyan Sharma motorbike, Saranyan Sharma girlfriend. Likewise, it's all about the people mindset. Just imagine how people are thinking. Okay, so this is how the persona-related keyword work. So people who know about Saranyan or people who know about Robin Sharma, they're searching about Robin Sharma book, Robin Sharma books 2020. Likewise, persona-based keyword. Persona not only for the person, but it's also for a brand. If it is a company, you're searching a very specific credit card scheme from a particular brand. So which means persona-based or brand-based keyword. And again the trend, sometime. So an example, what happened last 2 weeks, the the suicide. So likewise, the trend-based keywords always there. It's not, we can't just define it's only for the commercial, for the brand or for the LSI. No, it's not like this. There's a keyword will come as a boom for a certain time zone, a certain time frame. We call this keywords as a trending keywords. For a certain time it will come. Sometimes it will come often, like a next year. If it is Christmas or Diwali, likewise the keyword will get trend. And evergreen keywords are the keywords it automatically the particular keyword will have demand all the time. A great example, generic keyword like a shoes, Nike shoes, Adidas shoes, or maybe kind of motorbikes, kind of vehicle, Rolls and Royce, and likewise the particular keyword itself, kind of static data, you will have it all the time. Why? Because I'm telling you Nike and Rolls and Royce, because these brands never provide discount. So which means the keyword, the particular keyword, you're not going to see any fluctuation. The particular keyword will remain same. Price changes also remain same, or maybe you will see very minor changes. Likewise, because this is an evergreen keyword. And buzz keywords. So what does it mean that? Sometime what happened day before yesterday, CBSL was trending. Okay, Central Bank of Sri Lanka was trending. So these are the buzz keyword will come on top, Google trend, or maybe you can see it from the Twitter trend, but it will fade away within 72 hours or maybe within 1 week. So these are the keywords, buzz keyword. We affiliate marketers, online marketers are the people who always leverage buzz keywords, niche-based keywords, and seasonal keywords, because they only focus on a very specific niche, specific time frame. And platform-based keywords. So platform-based keywords, a great example, if you are searching studio mic system on Google, you will see a different data, different search terms and search results. But if you do the same keyword research on eBay or AliExpress or on Amazon, you will see a different search results. And it's not about the search result, but even though Amazon earlier they used Google API, exactly whatever the result that you're using, whatever the results, that search result that you're getting from search engine will return on the Bing, because Bing is using Google API, Google Search Engine Results API. So likewise, Amazon earlier used it, now they have their own search engine. So the platform-based keyword research always varies based on the keyword and the product which is trending or which is having a demand on the particular platform. Because the keyword that you're searching on Google, maybe it's saturated. So which means the particular keyword having so much of demand. But when it comes to a local e-commerce store, a particular local e-commerce store targeting only for a country, a great example, abcd.lk, is targeting and serving for Sri Lankan market. So which means if you're searching a specific keyword, the result, the price and the features, maybe the delivery rate and everything based on the market access, the pricing and radius. Likewise, but when you are placing the same order from AliExpress, sometime, most of the case, you will get it 50% less than what you are ordering from Sri Lanka e-commerce portal. Likewise, the platform-based keywords are different. So, especially brand managers, product managers, product developers, marketers, they always search based different platforms in order to get the data. There's a platform name called Solve. This is one of the most reputed and best platform. Solve. If you do a small search, if you type a phrase, Solve will return different search results like a Wikipedia, YouTube, Amazon, AliExpress, eBay, Google, Bing, Yandex. You will see a different phrases instantly. They are using LSI as a data return API. So you can scrap more and more data, keyword from there. I think I have already covered EMD. EMD means exact match domain. So which means buy iPhone Sri Lanka. Buy iPhone in Sri Lanka. We have already seen it means pillar content. Just get rid of the pillar content. Buy iPhone Sri Lanka.lk or .com or maybe shop. Likewise. So this is what we call say EMD based keyword. EMD based keyword relying on domain. And these are the keywords. We have seen 27 keywords. There are tons of keywords. It depends on the way that you are looking at the markets. Okay, so let's look at the keywords, tools. So I strongly recommend these 5 tools because I have experience. I do have premium account with SEM Plus and all the most popular keyword research tools. But these are the primary keyword research tool that I'm using for all and any businesses. The first one, keywordtool.io. Keywordtool.io. This is where you can get different type of keywords, especially the platform-based keyword, including the metrics. Say an example, if you are searching iPhone in Sri Lanka through the keywordtool.io, it will return a result saying in Sri Lanka, this is the result which is returning. Nobody is searching on Sri Lanka, but in UK, 50,000 or 500 million search. In US, 70 million search. So which means you can instantly you can understand the keyword. It doesn't have a trend or demand in the particular radius, particular country, but it has a demand on a different country. So which means simply you can register a domain, iPhone, cheap iPhone in America, cheap iPhone in USA, cheap iPhone UK. So which means the keyword doesn't have a result demand in Sri Lanka. So if you're an affiliate marketer, you want to promote an affiliate product, the best way to focus on keywordtool.io. The second one, my favorite one, Solve. Say an example, sometimes my clients, they used to call me, Sarani, can you just check the keyword volume and let me know the CPM? So I simply go to Solve to identify whether the keyword, primarily the C keyword itself having a demand on multiple search engine, multiple platform-based search results. So this is one of my favorite tool to scrap more keyword-related searches. And widely used another platform name called Ahrefs Keyword Explorer. So if you are a link builder, maybe if you are an affiliate marketer, dropshipper, probably this is one of your favorite tools, because this tool, it's a commercial one. This tool will give more and more comprehensive data. This is where you can identify the link metrics. Say an example, if you're searching buy iPhone in Sri Lanka, the platform will give you a bunch of results, like the keyword itself having a search, and this is the CPM. This is how the PPC works. This is how people are bidding CPM and the link metrics. Like if it is having 50 million of backlinks, you can harvest at least 50% or 30% from these link sources naturally instead of going with guest post. I think this is something advanced. Let me brief you again once again. So what does it mean that when you are searching about iPhone in Sri Lanka on Ahrefs Keyword Explorer, the data will come in a different type of metrics. The first metric you can see number of search results in radius wise, country wise, and then you can dive deeper to understand, is there any keyword that you can edit. Even the platform will give you more and more suggested keywords. The keyword itself, it will suggest you, okay, this keyword having so much of results. This keyword is something very low demand keywords. So which means if you're targeting multiple blocks, if you want to build satellite blocks or networks, normally what we do, we always go ahead with the low search results keywords, because this is how you can beat the search engine very easily instead of targeting high competitive keyword. So if you look at Ahrefs, you can see the link metrics like a domain authority and page authority, citations, and everything you can see from the Ahrefs. But this is suitable for the keyword difficulty. Say an example, if you are getting a data, you can understand the keyword can be outranked within 3 months or 6 months or 1 year. So this is where you can get a decision. Ahrefs Keyword Explorer is suitable for the link builders and SEO companies, especially for the marketers. There's another one, widely used by everyone, especially if you are a PPC person. This is your primary platform, Google Keyword Planner. So Google Keyword Planner, you can get to know when you're typing just one keyword with your website link or maybe selecting your country, it will give you patterns. It will give you thousands of seed keyword with the metrics like a CPM, cost per margin, cost per click, and the trend last year, last 12 months, and last 48 months, everything you can simply look at, use this as a dashboard to get a decision. And simply click on the links, you add it on your basket, you can create a ad, the PPC ads, Google ads, you can create it and you can simply market. I rarely use this one because we are not getting into PPC, because I'm into organic search. When it comes to organic search, there's no expenses. Simply you have to optimize your landing pages and web pages to get the traffic organically without spending a dime. And another one is SEMrush. This is one of the best commercial keyword research tool where you can identify your competitor, which means when you're typing iPhone Sri Lanka, buy iPhone Sri Lanka, you will get to know there are plenty of blogs or websites is selling or already in the Google search results having a huge demand, having a good popularity. A great example, when you're searching, most probably you will see the Sri Lankan e-commerce portal landing pages, not the home page, the product pages. So which means you can understand number of shares for the landing page. The particular page has been shared number of times on social media. The particular page having a popularity, the particular page having number of backlinks, everything that you can get to know. If you have such data, you will get to know, you can understand whether you want to build a new platform, you can outrank the landing page. If you are building a new platform, do you have the capacity to outrank this platform? If yes, number of backlinks, then you have to build number of the double or triple the backlink quality. It's not about the quantity. When it comes to backlink, it's not about the quantity, it's all about the quality. The DA, PA, TF, DA means domain authority, PA means page authority, TF means trust flow. So there are so much of metrics you have to use in order to get the decision. So SEMrush is one of the best commercial platform. I just simply mentioned just one feature. There are tons of features available on SEMrush. The beautiful thing, when it comes to SEMrush, Ahrefs, Keyword Tool IO, they are giving almost 14 days or 30 days free trial. SEMrush, they are giving 60 days free trial. Just reach me out, I will give you the backdoor link. Keywordtool.io, they are giving 7 days, 14 days trial. Simply you can use your debit cards or maybe a CVC to get the trial. And coming back to the third point, keyword optimization. Okay, now what we have learned, we learned about what is keyword research, why we need to do the keyword research, why it is essential, and we also learned about how to do keyword research, how to perform very basic keyword research. And here we learned about 27 type of different keywords. And then finally we learned about 5 important and handy tool where you can do the keyword research. Number 5. So finally, the keyword optimization strategy. Now we have the keywords and we have the right tool and the metrics, everything is there. Now we want to integrate that keyword within our web pages or the product pages. How to do that? Initially I decided to go for a product description writing by today. I don't have time because I don't want to use the word like I don't have time. I have another session to jump 4:15, so therefore I will just simply finish this one. We'll go for another session to talk about product description writing. So now let's define how to do the proper keyword optimization, how to integrate the keyword within your landing page. Can we take 3 different variations? The first one is a blog post, second one a commercial website, third one is an e-commerce platform. Okay, so when it comes to blog post, you can be very neutral, you can use the friendly tone. So this is where you can integrate LSI, latent semantic indexing. So which means when you are writing your blog post, make sure the title is really intriguing, not has to be attention grabbing, but not promoting, because blog post is all about engagement and writing something for other people where they can consume and improve their skill and maybe their needs. So write a proper title that is going to be the H1 tag. If you're a programmer, then you probably know the meaning of H1 tag. And when you're writing your overview, make sure you use your primary keyword. Your primary keyword are the keyword. A great example, iPhone in Sri Lanka. So someone wanted to buy an iPhone in Colombo, they can, of course, you can use this as a keyword. iPhone Sri Lanka automatically defined within the radius. The person who are searching in Sri Lanka, search results will refine within the particular radius. So this is the main keyword you're going to integrate in your overview page if it's a blog post. And same thing that you can do it in your third one. If you have an e-commerce platform, or maybe you're running a booking engine, you can use this commercial keyword in your title, product description. If you're doing a hotel, if you're running a hotel booking engine, the title has to be, in your title you have to integrate your primary keyword. And overview, make sure you say LSA keyword. I mean, we have learned, I spent almost 3 minutes to talk about LSA. You have to integrate LSA keyword in the overview. So what does it mean that overview? Overview, it's like 3 to 5, maximum 5 lines. You're going to explain. It's like an initial brief about what you're going to read further, an overview. Within the overview, you need to integrate LSI, latent semantic indexing based keywords. And then you're going to structure one by one, like a bulletin point. First features, first subtitle. Subtitle has to be H2 or H3. H3 would be good because there's another search name called schema. Google schema based search, schema microdata based search. When you're searching, say an example, iPhone repair center, iPhone repair in Colombo, Google will return, did you mean, or it will list out nearest shops, nearest repair centers with their contact detail, images, phone, reviews and everything. So this is what we call the citation, Google My Local, GMB. Google Business Manager, where you can manage everything for the, as an end user, you will see the local search. This is what we call as a local search. You also need to focus on that stuff. If you can integrate LSI and H3, H2 tags in your product description, I mean, these terms something really advanced. Please, if you can take a note, that would be great. Anyway, end of this session, I will be sharing this entire presentation tag on my Facebook page, Facebook profile. You can simply download and recalibrate your mind, what you have learned today. And when it comes to the title, we have seen the commercial keyword, overview, it's all about LSA. And when it comes to H1, H2 tag, when someone is searching on Google or search engines, you're going to see the local search. You have to beat the local search, as well as maybe there are some question based. If you click on the question based, you will see, are you meaning, or you are meaning by, this data will come from your website. Say an example, if you're searching the chairman of Sri Lanka Telecom or chairman of Sri Lanka Investment Bureau, who is the chairman of investments, SLEB. So which means the particular landing page will return his name, age and everything. So these data will fetch from the Wikipedia. Otherwise, if you are mentioning somewhere on your web page or portal, like authority portal, like entrepreneur.com or maybe local magazine, so that data will come. So this is how you want to segment your data, keywords. Don't over optimize. So these are the don'ts. These are the cons. Don't over optimize your commercial keywords everywhere. You have to maintain two things: keyword density and keyword proximity. What does it mean that? Keyword density, so which means it's like the way that you are integrating the keyword like 3 to 5 times within the, not in the paragraph, but within every paragraph. So this is what we call as a keyword density. Proximity, you can't use the same keyword in the next line. Next line, you can use the same keyword or similar keyword or related keyword in the next paragraph. Let me repeat this again. There are two different keyword terms: keyword density, keyword proximity. So when it comes to keyword density, don't use the keyword all the time, because this will consider as a thin content, over optimized keyword stuffing. So eventually your website will get penalized by the search engine. Second one, keyword proximity and keyword proximity. Don't use the keyword within the same paragraph or within the second line. Use the keyword in a different paragraphs. Like you have to maintain at least after 200 characters, after 600 phrases. So likewise. So this is how the keyword density and keyword proximity works. And when it comes to the semantic markup, a great example, when you're typing a brand on search engine, a great example, say, let's look at the bank, HSBC. When you're typing HSBC Colombo, On your right hand side, you will see HSBC Colombo reviews, contact detail, their social media profile. Have you seen that? So how these data are getting back to the search engine, how it's collecting, how these data are being collected by search engine, because search engine are using a different markup language kind of data, because this is a micro data or markup language. So you have to integrate the micro data, the schema on your web page in order to return the results which the consumers, the particular users are searching on search engine. They will get the exact result. A great example, you can integrate your mobile number, your office phone number, and your address, your Wikipedia page, your social media properties. So these data will get aggregated. It will return as a search results. And if you can maintain that schema, that will give you extra search results. And there's one more thing, AMP, because this is an AMP, because most of the users, they are accessing, like I said before, 53 billion users are using mobile to search things. So which means your website also need to be mobile responsive. That responsive relying on the AMP, accelerated mobile pages. So make sure you are integrating your stories, your company stories. Gone are the days writing about your company, vision, mission, objectives, awards, and everything. Forget about that, because gone are the days that's obsolete. Now it's all about story. When you're writing web stories, you have to integrate within the AMP content. I think I have covered almost 1 hour. The rest of the part are like a structure, how to structure your web page, like a H1 tag, H2, ALT. So these are the programming related stuff. I think we can look at this stuff by later. Let me see if there are any questions. So guys, so what I planned earlier, I really want to do this session through DSLR. I do have Sony A7R III, but unfortunately I'm not able to do that. Next time, I'll make sure you're gonna hear everything properly. You will see the things which are written in a very proper way. I'm pretty sure you're not able to read these things, but of course the title, yes, bold. So that's the reason I'm gonna share the exact framework, but I have used over here on my Facebook profile. You can have a look. Now, if you have any questions, please ask me. I do have another 12 minutes. I can stay with you guys. 1 second. Any questions? Okay, so there's no questions. I feel like I have no idea what you said. Maybe you're thinking like, oh, Sani, I think I have seen that you are talking something, but I don't know what it is. That's the first assumption I'm having with you. Second, something maybe advanced, but like I said before, it's really, really basic. If you're not able to understand these words, which means you're not a newbie, maybe you're not the right person, or you didn't start, or you didn't dive deep about, or you didn't dive basic about the keyword research. So I'll be sharing this detail with you guys. And also today I will be publishing another video by in a while about I'm starting my third digital marketing personal coaching program from today. Actually, it started yesterday, but I really want to post it by today itself. Cousin, I do have another session by next week. We'll dive deeper about the Google algorithm. Yes, Web Vital. I think I have published it already on my blog. Just please have a look. If I'm wrong, just have a look at my blog or my company blog, extremeSEO.net/blog. We have all, we did a R&D and we have published what are the things that you need to focus when it comes to Web Vital. Your website responsiveness, your speed, website speed, SSL, security, and everything. So these things we will dive deeper in our next session. I'm sure this is something really advanced for the people. I just want to make sure this is something really basic. Any further questions, guys? Just let me know whether the session is something useful for you. I'm not expecting 100% result. At least if you're able to understand at least 5% of what we have discussed today, I think that makes sense. Isuru, I don't recommend any SEO books. Why? Because I believe each and every person learning patterns, way of working, way of talking is different. So if I recommend a book like Art of SEO, what will happen? I love that book. That made me an inspiration to dive deep about SEO. What will happen? You will learn those stuffs which is obsolete. That's the reason I don't recommend any technical and strategic related books. But if it's life coaching, of course I do have books. But let's have a private discussion, Kasun. So I need to understand exactly what you're looking at. Maybe I can suggest you a few books based on your needs and wants, what you're trying to pursue in future. Even though LSI, say an example, if you're targeting a very highly competitive keyword, you have to maintain 30% generic keyword in order to avoid the keyword stuffing and over optimization penalties. 30% generic keyword, commercial keyword, maybe you can target like at least 30 or 20% to 30% commercial keyword, and rest of the part have a secondary keywords. A great example, iPhone in Sri Lanka, cheap iPhone in Sri Lanka, buy iPhone in Sri Lanka. So which means the intention is same, no, isn't it? iPhone, cheap iPhone, a person trying to buy or a person trying to compare. Okay, and buy iPhone, the person sometimes he wanted to buy, or maybe a competitor he's searching. Identically, you have to balance, you have to blend the keyword, having good diversity. LSA has to be 30 to 40%, and then maintain 20 to 30% primary keyword, secondary keyword 20-20, and also don't forget use 10% very generic keywords. Okay, so answering Dinesh's question, before I answer Dinesh, Kasun, did I answer your question? I just want to make sure that I answered your question. So Dinesh, did you talk about schema markup and how to get in features names and Google search? Yes. Especially if you have a blog, personal blog, you really need to focus on that stuff, because when it comes to schema, article will rank in a different way. If you're creating an event, yes, that will rank in a different way. But if you have a press release related site, the Google News, you know how to syndicate through the Google News, that's a different story. But when it comes to Google syndicating with Google News, you have to maintain a proper schema. So guys, I do have another 6 more minutes. I can spend time with you guys. If you have any questions, just post it here. Let me answer. And next session, I'm going to talk about the product description, landing page optimization, and basic conversion rate optimization strategies. Not technically, but integrating emotional marketing. Because nowadays, not nowadays, but practically, all the online business are now deriving into emotional and experience-based marketing. So still there are companies, there are people still following the typical SEO. It's not going to work. Voice search, I'm going to talk about that Kasunpai later. Yes, of course it will work. When you're integrating voice search and web stories, yes. Especially in APEC countries, Asian countries, voice search data usage is really poor. But when it comes to European market and US market, yes, the volume is really high. In APEC countries, only Singapore, voice search data is booming. Voice search SEO is really booming. Okay, so if there are any further questions, if you don't have any further questions, we can wrap it up. So guys, like I said before, what we did today, quick recap. We learned about very basic keyword research, especially for the beginners, and we dived into three different verticals, like why it is important, why it is important, and how to do the keyword research properly. And we learned about type of keywords, and we also learned about the best tools for the keyword research. And finally, we learned about how to integrate, how to optimize your web pages. Today, we learned about the blog post optimization. Corporate site optimization is entirely different. If you have an e-commerce portal, that optimization also entirely different. So once again, guys, I'm pretty sure this is something really interesting. Today I lost my energy because last 3-4 days I'm just working in my office, renovations and all these things. Kind of tired. I'm not going to say this is an excuse, but I can assure the next session is going to be very interesting. I will have enough. I will save my energy for that. I'll make sure that it's going to be very interesting and informative. So until then, I think there's no more questions. So guys, thank you so much for joining. Have a wonderful day ahead. All the very best.